Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shir sponsor Nishmas Rabbi Yaakov Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding in Basra Daf Kuf Mem Aleph. We got to the top of Mudalef. Just to mention one nekudo that we ended up yesterday. In yesterday's daf, at the end, we learned that there is a discussion. What's the pshat? The Mechliks Abai and Ravo. Do you say that a tumtum? Do you say that a tumtum doesn't get anything? Well, he gets the least. You don't know if he's a boy or a girl, so he gets the least possible. So. What was the tzad to say that he doesn't get anything? So the Rashbam explained the reason he should not get anything because he's a barrier, meaning he's nishtei. He's a new type of species, which is called a tumtum, which is not the shito or shumin gamliel, the old such a thing. The Tosfos is a long Tosfos. Oh, does a woman have a neshama? Yeah, who has a neshama? It's a neshama, which is a double. That's, by the way, just to mention, like Avurcha, if anyone wants to plan to go into it, that the reason why it was a tutum, he has a cover and a thing, so open it up. It's a simple surgery, and he's going to be fine. But the pshat is the b'shoyish and neshama, there's something different. According to the Mandama, it's different. Pshat is he's born. It's a different type of human being. Even though that maybe surgery could find which aver he has. So the Gemara now, Tosfos says, it's not pshat that it's a burial. Pshat that he's a suffix. I don't know if he's a boy or girl, and therefore what? So Tosfos says, according to Abaye, you can't give, the father is giving to whoever is for sure a boy, for sure a girl. That's his intention. And nishtei, I mean, I don't know what it is, even though it's a suffix. Not because it's a new burial, he's not giving to them. So it's important to know that there is a tzad, even when it's a suffix, you don't give him the minimum. Because you say that's not the das. That's what to end the discussion of Abai and Rov yesterday. Says the Gemara, the Mishnah brought an example. Someone says, if my wife gives birth to a boy, I'm giving 100. If he gives birth to a girl, giving what? 200. Says the Gemara, the Meimer the Bad Adifalemi Ben. Why is he giving more money for the girl than the boy? Usually we know it's the opposite. Says the Gemara, this we saw earlier. Someone doesn't have a boy, so Akash Baruch was angry at him. So you see there's anger for Akash Baruch. So this we mentioned over there. What do you mean there's anger? Why is it angry? He doesn't have a boy. What do you want from him? So some for sure, that's a Shmos and the Rashbam. They learn the pshat is because we're talking about someone who did not try to have boys. Meaning, he never got married, or got married, had one daughter, and then that was it. But many learn, the Chazal Sofer brings, he tried, he didn't have boys. It's a simon, not a sibor. Not because he didn't try. The fact that Baruch did not allow him to have boys, that shows there's some anger from him from Shammai. And Yeshua, right? It says Yeshua didn't have had no boys. There was anger from him from Shammai. Very good. The Ma'aseh said the Vilna Gaon has different shot. He says what it means kol shalei nech ben leyorsha doesn't mean not to have a son. It means not to have a son in his level. He was David Chochem. He didn't teach his son Torah, so he doesn't have a son leyorsha. He doesn't have a son in the level that it will give him the nachas he's supposed to get. Then Akash Baruch was angry at him. He should have educated the son to be in that level. So it says more anyway. You see from here the point of Shai needs to have a boy. Says the Gemara, obviously, he wants. So who does he want to inherit him? Who does he want to be his mamshich? That's the boy. But who does he want to support more? He wants to support the girl more than the boy. He wants to make sure the girl is Masuda. The girl should take so much more money, $200 for the girl, only $100 for the boy. The boy will be okay. Meaning it's the first child, and therefore what? He prefers a girl when you have a first child. Why would he prefer a girl? Here comes the famous Gemara. If you have a daughter first, as Simon Yofel Labanim, you won't be able to be on a bed. But if you have a girl, that's a good simon to have many boys afterwards. The Rashbam, right? We'll see in the Gemara in a moment. The girl is good for boys. Why is it good for boys? You have a first girl, she helps take care of the kids. Get another set of hands, another helper. It means that the girl, if you have a daughter first, you have a boy, everybody looks, he has a boy, everybody's jealous. There's no ein hara. He's a girl, nobody looks at him. And then he can have all the boys in the world with no ein hara. There's many mefarshim that explain this the different inyanim. I'm just going to mention one ikudah that brings the Shev Shmaitza, the Ketzois brings in his Akdama. He says that the pshat is, that's also the Vilna Goyen. Pshat is that a person, the bas is koydun leben, means the Yiras Shamayim. Bas refers to Yiras Shamayim, and the ben refers to Torah. So anybody who has Yiras Shamayim before Torah, so that's a good simon. Starts with Yiras Shamayim, then he goes to learn Torah with Yiras Shamayim. But a person goes to learn Torah, he doesn't have Yiras Shamayim, it's a problem. Says Rav Chizdo, I prefer the girls and the boy. The Rishonim here discussed. The Rashbam has a lotion. They said, I don't understand what Rav Chizdo is saying. Why do you prefer a girl more than the boy? So the Tais, you know why he preferred more the girls than the boys? Because his son-in-laws were G'dai Le'ador. What? No, so right, Rashi didn't have boys, right? But it says that he has son-in-laws, didn't have girls, didn't have son-in-laws or choshim. It says, for me, the girls are better than the boys. I did a better deal with the girls than the boys. This is Shitas Abiyudah. Hi Abiyudah, which Abiyudah? You know Abiyudah de Bekoil. This has to do with the parashas that we're learning now. What is it? The Tanya, what we saw earlier in the Masechta of Hashem Beirachis Avraham Bakoil. Because who gave Avraham Avinu bracha, give him Bakoil. What's Bakoil? He had only boys, no girls. Any child he had was a boy. He had a child, and the child was a girl. Meaning he had even a daughter. Says the Gemara, meaning Avraham Avinu had everything. He had boys, he had even a girl. He had every single bracha possible. We don't hear that it's better than a boy. She says, Avraham Avinu had all the ashpas. By the way, I heard from my Rebbe Moshe Piers Zatzal many times. What's the pshat? It says, we learn in the parasha that we're learning now, that the Imoyas were very beautiful. Soros, went to Mitzrayim. He didn't know that if I was Marat, if I was Toy, if I was Marat, as by Rochel, she was so beautiful. Who cares? Who cares that she was so beautiful? We care that how beautiful was the Imoyas. The Avos HaKadosh care how beautiful they were. Why have to come? Why isn't it in the Torah HaKadosh have to say that the girl was beautiful? So he said, Pshat is that it's not Pshat. Pshat is that Kadosh Baruch Hu was not mechas or anything. He had perfection from Kadosh Baruch Hu. Perfection also personified the fact that it's really beautiful. Not that he needed the beauty, it just shows a complete perfection from Hashem. According to this Gemara, the Gemara wants to say, according to this Sad, Kadosh gave everyone everything, even a daughter he got. He got everything. He has shleimus in the world. So they go, but still, where do you see that girl is better than the boy? No shayt. Hello. I believe the Tanya mitzvah lozun is abonois v'kavachoyim labonim didask v'toyo divramer. You have to feed the girls, learn the Pesach service, and a boy, of course, a boy is learning Torah. Of course, you feed him. You should feed the boys. And Koshikan, you should feed the girls because they should not be mezuzah to go around collecting money. So it's a bigger chashivas to feed the girls. Again, this goes back to the Gemara 74, as before she pointed out, we're talking about mezoinus, not talking about Yerusha. Mezoinus, I want to make sure that they are supported. So where the Tanya we learn in the Brayso, so Yolda Zochor ben Kevo. A woman gave birth to a boy and a girl. The Rashbam here says this is Toyim. Talk about twins. The Rashbam Le'il in the Mishnah said, don't tell me the Mishnah is talking about twins, because the Gemara is going to speak about twins. This is the case. The Gemara is speaking about twins. She had a boy and a girl. So then is a Zochor noitel shisha dinarim v'anekevo noitelis shnei dinar. So the Zochor takes shisha dinarim. That's 150. The Rashbam does the cheshbon that every 4 dinarim of Zov is 100 of kesef. So 6 is 150 of kesef. And what? Of silver. What is he takes? I mean, that's what he gets as a gift, as a Yerusha, as a Mezainis. So we'll see the Gemara. What's the explanation? What's exactly the case? But he's going to take 6, and the Keva takes two dinar, which is 50. Says the Gemara, B'mai, what's exactly the case? What are you talking about? What does misaris? He changes his words to come one after another. It's like this. If the boy will be the firstborn, he'll come out first, he gets 200. If he's getting a girl, nothing. I mean, in the next one, if the boy is first, the boy gets 200, the girl gets nothing. If the girl comes out first, so then Moneh, she gets 100. So Chacharia Moneh. Right? So again, if the boy comes first, he gets 200, she gets 0. If the girl comes first, she gets 100, he gets 100. Right? So what comes out? The boy will always get 100. If he's first, he gets 200. If he's second, he gets 100. The girl, she's getting 100 if she's first, and nothing if she's second. So we do like this. What happened? What's the case over here? Two of the babies came out. We don't know who came out first. We don't know who came out first. So the Zachar gets 100 Mimanashach. If he was first, he gets 200. If he's second, he gets 100. It's 100 you give him. The girl, I don't know. If I have 100, I don't know what to do with it. You give the 100 to the boy and he gets double because he was first. Or you give 100 to the girl because she was first. So what do you do when you don't know what to do? One way to do it, as Tais points out, Yechlaiku. So she gets 50 and he gets 50. That's what it says over here. You give 150 to the boy and 50 to the girl. So that's what the Gemara says. The Gemara explains it. She gave birth to a boy and a girl. I don't know who came out first. The boy takes 100 because anyway he was first. I mean, anyway, even if he's second, he gets 100. The other money have a moment and without a suffix. Then you split. I don't know what to do. What I do, I split. So that's why there I'm giving more. So in other words, the Gemara asked the question: why do I see over here the girl's getting more than the boy? The boy's getting 150, the girl 50. You just told me he prefers a girl. So well, they were talking about a specific case. He said, if the boy comes out first, if the girl, that's why you do it that way. But not in the case of our Mishnah. Says the Gemara, the time the Bryce it says, Yoldo Zochar v'nekevo, ein lo ela moneh eichem ashkachalo. So he says, what about the Bryce that says that if she gave birth to a Zochar v'nekevo, so then there's only 100. What do you mean? So explains the Rashba. If you look at the second wide line of the Rashba on the bottom, the fact that it says Ein lo ela moneh, mashro the sal kadai dechamina da'af agav doma yitlu shnei minim. I feel actually Ein lo ela moneh. Even though I would think, even though he said take 200, he's taking only 100. What's the case? Why should I think it's 200? I'm saying it's only 100. Says the Gemara, what's mevasreini? Look at the last Rashba in the Amud. Says the one who's going to come and announce and give me the good news of my child, I'll pay him. Not the boy and the girl. I'm not talking about inheritance. I'm not talking about mezonis. I'm talking about giving it. The one who gave me the good news, the one who brought the news to me, I'm going to pay him. What is it? Says the Gemara in Daf. Someone comes and says, the one who break the news to tell me what opened the womb of my mother, of my wife, meaning what's the first, which baby came out first? If it's a boy, I'll give him 100. Yolda Zochar, no money. So she gave birth to a boy, he gives 100. If he says, if he's going to tell me that my wife gave birth to a girl, I'll give him 100. So then what's the din? Yolda Nekevo, no money. Yolda Zochar v'Nekevo and Le'ela money. If she had a boy and a girl, twins, so he gives 100. Says the Gemara about Zochar v'Nekevo Le'ela. He didn't say that case. He said either boy or girl. He didn't say both. So he did say it. So if it's a boy, 100. It's a girl, 100. Both, 100. Says more it's mutabah is really part of the question. What's the chiddush? What are you trying to tell me? Says the more nefil. If the person comes and says your wife unfortunately had a miscarriage, then I'm not paying. I'm paying only if he tells me it's a live baby. So that's the case over there of 100, and that's what it says. Don't think I'm giving it double because it was a boy and a girl. No, it's 100 for a boy, 100 for a girl, and 100 for both. Don't think it's 200. That's that case, and it's not a to the boy and girl case. The Rishonim point out that what did he do? He just gave a promise. He didn't. He said whoever's going to come and tell me that there's a boy, I'll give him 100. Did he do it in Kenyan? Why does that promise have any validity? So you see from here that Rimi Gash and others say that the fact when a person gives there's a smichus das. I'm saying if you do this, I'll pay you. It's already a schayfus. It's already a obligation that you have to fulfill. Says the Gemara, Aud Omer Vitayu Nichsai Lehai the Ma'abart. So one person told his wife, I'm giving the nechasim to the baby in the womb. Baby in the womb will get the nechasim. The problem over here is he's giving to Uber, and we learned it also in Pesach that you don't have such a thing of giving to Uber. Uber is not able to be kind. So I can't give him any gift. So he says, whoever says, if my wife gives birth to a boy, I'll give him 100. Not money. So then he gets 100. So what do you see over here? How does he get 100? Because he gives it to the baby in the womb. More understands, what does it mean? So right now when he says, I'm going to give, and the more understands, when the verse point out, talk about a shchimira. He's about to die. He says, if my wife, I don't know what's in the womb of my wife, but if it's a boy, he has $100. How do you get the $100? Because you're mizakil over, you give it to the baby. Give it to the baby in the womb. Can you give a baby in the womb? Can you do such a thing? Yeah.
She's going to give birth.
Right. But the more understands, so right now he's giving it to him. It's like almost like a tonight. If there's a boy, he's getting it right now. The Gemara in the beginning of next daf is going to say, no, he meant to say lekeshatelet. But now the Gemara understands, so right now he's getting it. The boy gets it right away. So, and the reason why we think of that because there's a shemir. The shemir hamash is giving it right away before he dies. Says the Gemara, I'll tell you the truth, I don't know. It actually doesn't make sense. But it will work to give it to a baby. So the Gemara, what do you mean? We know Rameir holds you could be marked as something that didn't come to the world. So the Gemara understands you can give it to the baby even though he's not here. Something more Amor the Shabbos to the Rameir Dovo Sheyesh to Ba'ilam. Rameir holds you could be marketing something which is not in the world to somebody who is in the world. The Dovo Sheyesh to Ba'ilam Misham Mislay. But if the thing itself is not in the world, the Mikabel, the receiver of the gift, is not there. You can't give it to him. Here, there's an interesting discussion because the Rashbam says he brings the example of a matches guy here. Person says, I'm gonna doing kiddushin, gives kiddushin to a woman. Says, when I become a ger, this kiddushin will be chal. So is it dover shabayim or dover shalabayim? Says the Rashbam, it is bayim because the person is here. He's just not a yid. The Bach over here brings the tzad to say no, he's not bayim because he's not a guy is not barachi. So that interesting case, if that's considered to be dover shabayim and lo dover shabayim, the actual guy. But the Maaseh, what does the Gemara say? The Gemara saying that that you can't give a gift to something that's not in the world, and Uber is not considered to be in the world. So the Gemara, okay, there's a sheet that Rabbi holds, and Uber, the fetus, is in the world. So you can be marketing. How do we know that? That's what we saw in Yivamis, Uber, Poisel, Veinomachal, Livrameh. According to Rabbi Yossi, his Poisel, he causes the Avodim not to be able to eat Truma. The cases they're showing we discuss what's exactly the case. The idea is he's not able to feed with Truma if he's a Kohen, but he's Poisel if he's a Zar. So if you have the daughter of a Kohen who's married to Yisrael, and she has pregnant with this baby is Poisel the Avodim. Because he's going to be the owner, he's causing them not to eat Truma. So, according to Rabbi, he's already an owner of Avadim. He's a master. Says the Gemara, Shani Yerusha Abo Melech. There, it's automatic. This Uber, the father died. The Uber is Yerush, the father. Nobody's giving it to him right now, it's just automatic. Here we're talking about someone who's gifting it. He's giving you all $100. My wife gives birth. Maybe you can't do it to Uber. Says the Gemara, maybe it's a Rechem and Broikim. The Omar, Yerushah said it doesn't matter if there's a Yerusha comes on its own or Matan. What's Matan? Matan is when you're changing the Yerusha. Rabbi Yochanan says you can reassign the Yerusha. So a person that has 3 boys can start giving to one boy more than the other. So the more understands, even though you lose, as the Toys points out, even though you're using Lashon Yerusha, but really it's called a reshifting, it's like a type of matana. So you see that you could rechange it, even though it's a type of matana. It's not a Yerusha. Yeah, again, in here is even hard to understand what was happening. All Birka says you can reshift the Yerusha to anything who's in the world. But something which is not in the world, I never said that Uber could do it. Says the Gemara, let's go do it together. Basi is the one who says that Uber is kohen. You said maybe it's only Yerusha, not a reshifting. We put the Reich and Breaker together with Basi. Reich and Breaker is the one you can take a reshift. And Yada Basi that holds that the Uber is kohen. You say it's kohen. So they go on Mi Yemer the Savalo. Who said that's such a shita? Who said that we have a shita that Reich and Breaker the holds you can reshift that you can do it even to Uber? So the Gemara is saying I don't understand our Mishnah. Our Mishnah says that you can give the Uber. So the Gemara, what do you mean? How can you give the Uber? And Uber is not able to be Zayche. So Gemara says maybe it's this shita, maybe it's from Miya B'Yaisi, maybe it's a Gemara says we don't find all these shitas never told us that you can actually give a gift to Uber. Says the Gemara of maybe it's the case of Vasraini that we said in the beginning of the Amud. What was the case of the Vasraini? He said if you could give me the B'Sayra, then I'm giving the gift to the one who's giving the B'Sayra. He is in the world, not to the Uber. What does the end of our Mishnah say? Our end of Mishnah says like this: if it's a boy, you give him. If it's a boy, if it's a girl, you give a girl. If it's a tumtum, he gets nothing. But if he's the only child, the tumtum, he's Yerush the whole thing. Even Masreni Yerush Ma'aviti. If we talk about the one who's giving the news, what does that have to do with there's no Yerush over here? So they can't be the our Mishnah talk about Masreni. He's giving the money to the one who gives the news. So back to the question: what is our Mishnah? Does he get over?
He lose like that, he gets nothing.
Oh, very good. Says the Gemara, the lema lay b'shiyoldo. Oh, maybe that's what you were mentioning before. Maybe you're talking about it. She already gave birth. Hiachi diktani seifa v'yamar kol ma sheteleit ishti yitol harezi yitol kol shetel kol sheyoldo in violate the law. The Mishnah is whatever my wife will give birth, he will take. See, everyone takes. Wife, whatever will give birth, whatever she gave birth already in the past. Masha for the law the Mishnah never happened. So says the Gemara, and then we're gonna end right here on the top of the Afkum Basic Udalef. Maybe what he means to say is, when she gives birth, I'm giving it to him. I'm not giving it to him now. I'm giving it to him when she gives birth. Says the Gemara, Ravuna holds you cannot be marketed to a Uber even when he gives birth. Someone who gives a gift to a Uber, the Uber is not going. Once you gave birth, it is kohen. You could be mizak Uber once the Uber comes up to the world. Ravuna says you cannot give even for a baby who will give birth. And if Shesh is the one who says that you could be mizak the Uber, and that will go into the next stuff. What is going on to say? He wants to say the option of coming and telling me that he gave it to a fetus once the fetus was born. That only works according to Rav Chisda. According to Ravuna says you cannot do a zikr for something which is not now in the world, even though eventually it will come to the world. So you can't come and start giving it now when it comes to the world, because right now it's not here. And Rav Nachman is the one who says, so as the Rashbam says, because when you said the Amira, the baby wasn't in the world. That Amir is not chal. You can't give it and say this Amir will work after the birth, and the Gemara is going to go on the next staff to come and bring the Mekairis. Do you say these things work? Oh, they do not work. Say a gomer.
So that's the type of shara. How was Yaakov?